I want to give you all the news I have on Quentin Tarantino doing Star Trek. Earlier this month, reports surfaced about Quentin Tarantino's plans for Star Trek. A new update from Deadline has just confirmed Paramount is moving forward with the director's pitch, and it will be an R-rated endeavor. According to news reports, Tarantino pitched a Star Trek film to J.J. Abrams and Paramount. The director then met with a writer's room containing Mark L. Smith, Lindsay Beer, and Drew Pearce. Deadline says Smith appears to be the frontrunner to nab the film's scripting gig, and that is not all. If the reports are correct, then Tarantino is requiring his Star Trek project to be rated R, and Paramount agreed to this condition. This was important to Tarantino, Deadline explains, who hopes to direct the Star Trek film and who has helmed an R-rating films his entire career. When it comes to scripting, Smith's style would fit with Tarantino's vision. The reported frontrunner is best known for co-writing The Revenant, starring Leonardo DiCaprio. The writer has also worked on various horror pictures like The Vacancy, The Writer's Room. Other contenders have plenty of work backing up their resumes. Pierce's scripts credit include projects like Iron Man 3, while Beers is overseeing Godzilla vs. Kong. Deadline says one of the three writers will be locked in quickly. The movie will be planned out while Tarantino films his next feature about the Manson murders of 1969. In the past, Tarantino has stressed his interest in making Star Trek films. The director appeared on the Nerdist podcast to explain what fascinated him about the franchise, and I have that part of that podcast here in a minute. And also, Tarantino did voices for Seth MacFarlane's Family Guy, and we all know Seth MacFarlane's a big Trek fan, has the Orville, blah, blah, blah. I think it's going to happen. I can't find any super-duper confirmed reports, but I do think it's going to happen. And watch the rest of this video and let me know what you think. 5 years ago, MacFarlane made a bunch of short cartoons called the Cavalcade of Cartoon Comedy. He made some of Quentin Tarantino, and here's one.
Sorry I'm late. Fucking traffic on the PCH. Where's the kid? Where's the fucking kid?
He's right here.
Great, you better fucking hold that kid still. Whoa, you're gonna circumcise my son with that? Mister, this is a Hatari Hansu sword, okay? There are only like 5 of them in the whole fucking world, okay? I'd cut my own dick off with this sword, okay? Now stand the fuck back. Quiet, kid. You sound like Uma Thurman. Why doesn't my character have a name? Why is she just called the bride? Holy shit, Uma. That's who the fuck she is, okay? When Bill killed her husband and her baby and her whole fucking family, he killed her identity, okay? Maybe pull Ethan Hawke's dick out of your ear for 2 seconds, okay? And listen to what the fuck I'm saying to you.
Why on earth would they hire Quentin Tarantino to perform a circumcision?
Jon Stewart was unavailable.
There, all done, okay? Your kid's a fucking super Jew, okay? All right, now who wants the foreskin?
Hey, Quentin, I thought I heard somebody giving away some foreskin. Me, I take it.
Cartoon skit was from Cavalcade of Cartoon Comedy. Seth MacFarlane made it about 5 years ago, and he made a bunch of them, not related to Family Guy. I'll put them up here one at a time every few days, so make sure you subscribe. What follows is the podcast where Quentin Tarantino talks about Star Trek, which started all this news.
Scotty, you need Bones, you need all that stuff going on all the time. Everybody has to be represented in some big story where they all have to deal. Where I actually think it could be cool, because some of those episodes are fantastic, and the only thing that limited them was their 60s budget and 8 days shooting schedule. And even having said that, they did a magnificent job. But you could take some of the great classic Star Trek episodes and just easily expand them to 90 minutes or more.
Right.
And really do some really amazing stuff. And like, the obvious one would be Sitting on the Edge of Forever, but that's what everyone would go to. But there's a reason why everyone would go to that. It's one of the classic stories of all time. Yeah. And one of the great time travel stories. However, in thinking about that concept even further, though, I think one of the best episodes of Star Trek ever written was for Next Generation, and I like Next Generation. I'm no way am I the fan, or have I seen even remotely as many as I had the first season. But there was that episode, The Free Enterprise, which is the one where It was actually written by a fan, frankly, who had been working on the show, and they said, well, you should write an episode, and he wrote this episode that was fantastic, and it was like, I think in the second season, and Denise Crosby's character, Tasha Yar, had already died in the first season, and Whoopi Goldberg was now on the show, and they get to a distress, they're responding to a distress call from an Enterprise ship that was protecting a Klingon ship that was being attacked by a bunch of Romulans.
Yesterday's Enterprise.
Yesterday's Enterprise.
That's season 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I'm back.
Okay. Yeah. I actually think that is one of the greatest, not only space stories, but the way it dealt with the mythology.
Oh, yeah.
The whole thing. I mean, it was just, and like, that actually could bear a 2-hour treatment.
And filling in the blank of the Enterprise C and like what that was like.
Because the whole thing on that episode that was so cool is they saved this ship. But little do they know, by saving this ship, it's actually in a different time period, but they don't know that. So they save it and they bring this crew up on board. But what ends up happening is because they screwed up with the timeline, everything changes. And you realize, but the characters don't know it. But we know it because
and Dinah knows it because she's got a sixth sense.
Yes, exactly. And the thing about it is it turns out that the Klingons and the humans on Earth have been having this like 100-year war, basically, that's been going on, and it's just the bloodiest war imaginable in the history of any universe. And Worf, the Klingon guy, he's not there because there's no friendship thing going on. The uniforms are all like militarized and fascistic, and so literally, once they start piecing together what's going on, they realize that by them. That obviously what was going on is there was definitely tension, as there always had been, between the Klingons and the Federation. But when a bunch of Romulans were going to destroy a Klingon ship, and a Federation ship responded to its Mayday call, it ended up that the Klingons were all destroyed by the Romulans, but so were the Federation ship was all destroyed. Well, the very fact that a Federation ship would die, all hands on board, trying to protect the Klingons in an emergency situation, and Klingons put honor above all else, that chilled the war out. But without that happening. The war has gone on for like maybe 100 years or so, and then Picard even like breaks down and says the Federation is losing the war. The Klingons are going to
put a little bit of the podcast in there. Now, Chris Helmsworth is confirmed to be in Star Trek 4, and this fits in perfectly with the Yesterday's Enterprise, plot and everything that Tarantino wants to do. That's why I think it's going to happen. Make sure you subscribe and comment. I try to put something up every other day. Trek Genius over and out.